What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is player ratings, where I talk to you about Arsenal's pathetic performance against Liverpool. Even I must admit, I did not see this coming. I thought we'd be better than this, where Arsenal lost 3-0 to the current Premier League champions, Liverpool. And it just makes it a kind of statement from a couple of weeks ago from people laughable when they said, oh, well, if Arsenal finish above Liverpool, then it won't be that bad of a season, will it? Well, all right then, mate. We've got to get above. We've got to beat them first and then try and find a way of finishing above them. And we ain't done either. Now, I would say normally joining me would be Ola, but I'm not sure where he's gone or where he is. He normally is the one that does these player ratings with me. So hopefully he may drop in at some point. Speaking of the devil, when you say his name, he pops through. All on some Yoruba. You see these Yorubas? On some late thing. The Igbo's always on time. The Yoruba's on some late thing. But say hello to her.
You should see you on Fridays, man. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about that, brother. Don't worry about that, brother. Don't worry about that.
The things I have to deal with on Fridays, bro. But I don't even know why I'm fucking laughing, man. If you can't cry, you gotta laugh, innit? You know what I mean?
What was I saying?
But yeah,
you must have been reaching for a bottle or something. Watching that.
I got to the bottom of my glass before I came on the stream, bro. I had to get to the bottom. I had to get to the bottom of my glass, man, to come on the stream. Oh man.
Let me just quickly say hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for everyone that is joining us in the chat. Please do slap a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And yes, I'll monitor what you guys are saying. You don't need to put in a donation. You don't have to. If you do, great. If you don't, no problem. I will try and capture people's comments as much as you possibly can as we go through. Big up to everybody who's also RIPing our brother Claude. Obviously, this is someone also Ola knows as well. And they really did let him down today, didn't they, Ola? Huh?
Oh, man.
The boys really let him down today. And this was a game which I know that Claude was quite confident about. Funny enough, literally just before the international break, he felt that Arsenal, provided they did a couple of things, could win this game because he didn't think that Liverpool were playing that well. But they really let him down, didn't they?
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, the effort, the performance that we put in today, we didn't turn up today. We offered nothing. It was just, it's one of our most passive that I've seen us play in a long time, and this has left a bad taste in my mouth, man. Especially on a week like this for Rocastle. You mentioned earlier on with Claude, who's a good friend of ours, and to get a performance like this from the captain, it's from the top down. Even the manager, it's like I was thinking at 0-0, they need a goal, they're bringing on Jota. We need a goal, they're bringing on El Nene. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And we got Martinelli on the fucking bench. Are you fucking kidding me? Is this a joke? Like, so we concede 2 goals to bring Martinelli on the fucking pitch. What's that boy got to do to get on the pitch? We need a goal, and we're bringing El Nene on against Liverpool. Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? Bro, it's unforgivable. I mean, that bit there, like, to go 2-0 down to bring on Martinelli, it's criminal. It's criminal. Every which way you look at it, it's not on. It's unacceptable.
Big up to you, Akash, for your donation. RIP to Claude. Sincerest donations to his loved ones. Thank you, my brother. A lot of proceeds will be going, obviously, towards his funeral and sorting things out there. So, by all means, I'll make sure that does anyone that does mention Claude in their super chat, I will obviously assume that that's what you want that used for. So I'll make sure that is used for that. Yeah, I think that was very well said. I think you're absolutely right. Funny enough, when I was watching the watch along with Lee, because he kind of said, well, you usually ask me what I think about the team, and the thing that kind of surprised me was the whole selection of Ceballos in the first place. I thought, why is Ceballos starting ahead of El Nene anyway against Liverpool? Because I think against Liverpool in the midfield, you kind of want to almost match like for like with them, and they like going with two defensive guys in the centre. So I figured that would be the way we would try and set up. So when I saw Ceballos there, I thought, well, that don't make no sense. So when El Nene came on, I kind of just laughed, and I just thought, to me, this is an admittance of, oh shit, I got this wrong. This was my bad, I got the selection wrong. Because I don't think he knows what to do when Granit Xhaka is not available. And I think we saw that today. I think this was a good example of that. Big up to Daniel. Where do we go from here? When absolute shambles. Oh, excuse me. Release Martinelli going forward. Also, RIP Claudio. Thank you, brother, for your thoughts. I appreciate that, my guy. Yeah, I just, for me, and you know what? It's not even just the subs. It's the whole performance was so bad. So I missed the first 20 minutes because I had some internet issues. So I was trying to fix it so I could get on the watch along with Lee. And when I say, I don't know about you. So when you come back from an international break, sometimes you come back and you think to yourself, oh, great, Premier League football's back. You're nice and excited. You're ready to resume. You're ready to get going. And I said this to Lee. He went off and had a cigarette. And in my mind, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm watching Arsenal. It was just this pathetic performance I was watching. And it was during the period where Arsenal hadn't entered Liverpool's the last third of Liverpool's pitch. And it's pathetic. And here's the thing, people, when you want to make arguments about Mikhail Arteta, stop saying that he's fixed the defense. Stop saying that. Just stop saying that. There is no way you can twist that argument that demonstrates that he's fixed the defense. Yeah, at this point, I would rather you just said, I like Mikhail Arteta because I like Mikhail Arteta. I can accept that. But other than that, don't tell me that, oh, well, I like Mikhail Arteta because he's fixed the defense or he's made us more competitive defensively. How? How do you look at today's game where we got brushed 3-0 and tell me we're defensively better? You can't do that. You can't tell me that. What do you reckon? Am I overreacting?
No. I mean, we're worse. We're worse, and we've got rid of the so-called bad egg, and I expected us to look from how we looked from the beginning of the season. Cause from the start of the season, I predicted eighth, that we're going to be eighth place or thereabout with the squad that we had, and so far it's looking there or thereabout. But I didn't think we were going to be this bad. Um,
This bad? We'd be good. We'd do well to get eighth.
uh, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. The question came in earlier on asking where do we go from here. I mean, who's going to want to come to a team playing like this squad? Like everybody's talking about, and this burns me as an Arsenal fan, year in, year out, season in, season out. All these top clubs are talking about these top players that can come to their club, and we never in the fucking conversation because of shit like this.
Yes.
Because of shit like this, we never in the fucking conversation, man.
Yes.
It's
you're
draining
absolutely spot on.
year after year.
That you're absolutely spot on. Because when you really take a step back and think about it, yeah, it's all well and good to say, oh, okay, well, we should just buy X, Y, Z. And, you know, if Stan shows up in the transfer market, then Arsenal will be better. It's like, at some point, you've got to take a step back and say, if you're a player, why on earth would you come to Arsenal? Other than we're in London. That's it. Because it's not
That's
like
all
you
we're
can say,
selling right now.
it's not like you can say to yourself, oh, well, you know, Arsenal have this. One thing I'll give Spurs at least, right, is at least if you are a Jose Mourinho fan as a player, you can say, all right, well, you know, I know that Spurs are a bit of a donkey club when it comes to actually winning stuff, but I've always wanted to play for Jose. So
Like or
I'd
hate
go
Mourinho, he was still able to pull Zlatan.
I'm
Love or hate
saying.
Mourinho,
That's
that
what I'm
man was still
saying.
able to pull Zlatan.
Who's Arteta pulling? Really?
Bro, I don't
It's
see it, man.
him.
I don't see it. It's difficult for me to see. I don't. We're in a free fall, Chig. This is a big club. This is the Arsenal, man. Like Arsenal football club. We're in a free fall right now, and results like that, especially the way we played, the way we defended, like we just made a mockery of what the club stands for, man. And it's hard to take, especially when you've seen, you know, what this club was back in his glory days to where it
What
is
it
now.
was and what it meant to people. Like what it
What
meant to people,
exactly,
like Claude, who we did lose this week.
you
Right?
know?
And
It's
you
it,
know, I
it
think that the reason why you know we're so often so angry and so miserable is because I suppose, like you say, maybe we're just older, but I don't even like to put it on my age because the way I see it is, all right, I'm 36, but it's not like I'm 56, 66. Like, why should a 36-year-old feel more angry
yeah, I
about
know what you're
Arsenal
saying.
losing than a younger person? If you were an
So
Arsenal fan, you should feel angry full stop. That you've never seen, at least I've seen Arsenal win. You've never seen them win. In a way, you should be angrier. You should be angrier. You should be more furious that you've never seen Arsenal lift a Premier League title. Or you don't even remember the last time Arsenal lifted a Premier League title. You know, things like that. And you know, people say, "Oh, we're on our way to being the next Liverpool who didn't win the league for 30 years." Well, I thought that was a given. It's been what has it been 15 plus years already? I thought it was a given that
bro,
we were
think
on our
about
way
it,
to
man.
being the next Liverpool.
We
It's a
haven't won the
given.
title since social media has been about. Just just think about
It's,
that one aspect.
it's a given. It's an absolute given. So I think from my perspective, you know, today was just yet another reminder of how far we are from posing any threat to these guys, and also just the lengths that people will accept the situation that we're in. People accept the fact that we are just nowhere near that level, and it's a shame because you know I would love us to win a title again. I would love us to be able to, you know, make history, play in the Champions League, be competitive in the Champions League. But it feels like we're so far away from that. I don't know what it would take to get us back there. It would take us needing to be honest. And I don't know if we're capable of doing that. So it is what it is. But let's move on to player ratings. You guys know how we do player ratings by now. I don't expect this to be very long because I think me and Ola are going to be similarly brutal among what we see. But if you guys have an idea of the player ratings that you want, just stick them in the chat and I'll try and highlight them as we go. So I'll talk about a name, we'll have a very quick discussion, and we'll move on to the next person. We'll mark everybody out of 10, including the subs and the manager, and then we'll head up out of here. All right? Big up to the 141 people watching live. Once again, please do stick a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, as we keep this thing moving. All right? All right. Let's talk about Mr. Bernd Leno, who, in my view, for at least one of the goals, was pathetic. Whether he could have stopped it or not is another question. But he kind of tried to save it, punching it, and it kind of just, it made him look really amateurish. What do you think?
Bro, that goal, as bad as that goal was, I thought the goal against Salah was even worse than that one. Like, you don't let Salah come in near post through your legs. Like, what are you fucking doing? Through your legs, not make you in near post. Like, bro, I couldn't believe what I was watching. And like I said, with that header that I tried to palm away, I don't know what he was doing there. You know, to me, he definitely could have done better. Um, I'm giving him a 1.
Yep, I'm going to give him a 1 as well. In fact, I'm going to make this real quick. Defensively, Tierney a 1. Sorry, Tierney a 2. Chambers a 1. Holding a 1. And Gabriel a 1. I saw people talking like Gabriel was having a good game. I'm like, hey.
It was disastrous for that Salah goal as well. Disastrous. What was he doing there? Sliding in the box. He didn't even get the ball. Because when I watched it back, because I thought he got the ball and ricocheted against Salah, Salah done a hop skip with the ball. The ball ricocheted off him with Salah's movement. He didn't actually get the ball. You know, if Salah was clever with it, he could have gone down and probably got an easier shot at the goal, but he's got a cracking goal, putting it through the keeper's leg. Even Tierney, he gets a 1 from it. If he lasted the whole 90, he might have maybe squeezed to a 2, but he didn't finish the game. He gets a 1 as well. They were all shambolic, all of them.
They were all terrible for all their goals. And that's why, for me, even if you wanted to make an argument that Chambers started well, and people know I like Chambers, or that Gabriel started well, we ended up losing 3-0. By the time they got to 3, they were so pathetic, all of them. It could have been 4. Remember, Liverpool were fucking about. It could have been 4.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. For me, I think I'm going to stick with that as defensive marks. What about you?
Look, I think a 1 score across the back, including the keeper. That's where I'm at. You know
that's how you're feeling, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Fair enough.
Terrible defensive display.
My man in the match, or I say my man in the match, the best player on the Arsenal side was Partey, and I'll give him a 5. That to me was only for the simple reason that I think he had good periods in the first half where he played well. And then towards the second half, looked like the only one that actually gave 2 shits. Trying to chase the ball down, close it, try and grab control of the ball. Other than that, to me, he was bang average as anyone else. But at least he was the only player on the pitch that showed some kind of awareness, I guess. I think that's the only way I can put it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll give him a 5. It's my man of the match because of that 5. Other than that, that's it. So, yes. What about yourself?
I agree with you. You know, he did try to break play, try to find players in the first half. He was doing a lot of good things. It felt like I thought it faded away a little bit in the second half. We lost control of the midfield a little bit, especially with Ceballos there. We lost control of the midfield, and Liverpool just started to gain momentum with it. And that's where I felt if they were going to switch the midfield, someone better than El Nene, I don't know what options we got on the bench, should be coming on.
Be coming
And
on.
Martinelli should be coming on to at least push them back because they were
Yeah.
starting to gain. Aubameyang did for Cole in
Mm,
63 minutes of the whole game.
mm,
He did
mm,
nothing. So
mm,
Martinelli should have came on at 0-0 to try and push them back and see if we can get
mm,
control back of the midfielder. But Partey did what he could with partner with. So yeah, I agree with the 5.
I agree. Ceballos, I'm going to give it 0. Nice and easy. Worst player on the pitch. And then I was hammered home by the fact that even Arteta was like, whoa, all right, let's take him off. So yes, I'm going to give Ceballos a 0. Yourself?
Ceballos gets 1 for going past 60 minutes. I think he's lucky not to get hooked at half time. Very, very lucky. But I was campaigning for him to get hooked at half time. I don't know how we made it to past 60 minutes, but he gets 1 for that.
Okay. Pepe, I'm going to give him a 3 too. There's another one that showed a tiny bit of life. I was trying to close down. I thought his passing was pathetic today, though. For as much as I'm seeing someone like Ben say that Partey lost the ball a couple of times, I thought Pepe's passing was terrible today. But I at least saw some energy and some life in him when he was trying to close down and, trying to make life difficult for his opponent. So I'll give Pepe a 3, just for his just running efforts. Yourself?
I'm sorry. Pepe is getting a 1 from me. He was
Oh,
careless, reckless with the ball, didn't look after the ball. The one thing you want to do when you're trying to get the stranglehold of a game is control.
mm,
Keep the ball, keep possession for 5 minutes, string 5-yard passes together, and stifle the opposition. And as an attacking player, you can't be that careless with the ball. You got to look after the ball more. And
mm,
Pepe doesn't do that enough for me. I know he tries to take risks, but there comes a time in a period of play where you go back and say, look, you know what? I'm just gonna let 5 look after the ball. He
mm,
doesn't do that enough. And
mm.
a lot of that led to transitions from Liverpool, and we got countered from it and led to dangerous play. So Pepe gets a 1.
Okay. On the left hand side, Aubameyang. Well, as what did Lee kept calling him all night? I forgot what his name is. Travis Scott, as Lee kept calling him. With his I don't know what type of hairdo he's done these days. For me, I've said this before. Sometimes when you do these hairdos, earn your hairdo. You think you're bad by trying to change your hair like that, but there's nothing you've done recently that should make you think that you're above your station so much that you can change your hair like that. Like you're not performing well. And today, actually, for me, he was a hindrance. And actually, for as poor as Ceballos was, I actually thought Aubameyang was the worst player on the pitch because I actually thought he, at certain points, he was detrimental to what we were trying to do. For me, a 0. But you can make a strong case for a minus. I'm seeing lots of people saying getting rid of him. Lots of people have tapped out. He's done. He's finished. Where do you stand on this?
Bro, I tapped out a long time ago. I've been saying it on the stream for quite some time. I did
Wow.
say
Okay.
that to you, even I said I'll sell him in the summer. I really would. I'll get what we can for him, negotiate well, try and get the most you can for him, and go for someone like Edward. I mentioned that the last time we done player rating. For me, Aubameyang has not been interested. I don't know what's going on with him. He's not been interested in the Arsenal Football Club this season. I know he scored a couple goals, 15 goals in all competitions. Like, bro, that's a third of what you're meant to be generating for the club on the wages you're on. When you signed the contract, at least that was the forecast. It's like the man's moonwalking on us. Like, what's going on? So zero. Is he did nothing. He was anonymous today. The only thing you keep seeing when they show him is his hairdo. And Travis Scott is out here winning Grammys. What are you winning, bro? What are you getting? Why are you trying to, why are you trying to look like Travis Scott? He's out here winning Grammys, man. You know what I mean? Like, bro, sort it
So
out.
yeah, I agree with you. At least he's winning awards. What exactly is I don't know. There's so many things I don't get it. Um, I don't think he gets on with Arteta as much as perhaps we're led to believe. Um, I also blame Arteta a lot because he continues
Bro,
to play him on this left hand
can I say
side.
something? Can I say something?
Um,
When they sub him off nowadays, why does his mouth looks like a vulture's bollocks? Like, can somebody answer me that? Like, why does he have a face like a slapped ass? Like, bro? And you forgot to hand over we're losing, and -1. I
he
change
said
it,
the
man.
same thing. He
And you
goes,
forgot to
"We're
take the
losing."
armband off. We're losing, and you forgot to take the armband off to run it back to Laka. We're trying to get the game going. We're losing.
And
-1.
even in that, there was no urgency trying to get that kind of armband to him and to say,
Bro, he needs to sort his
no,
life out, man. He definitely, whatever's going on with him, he needs to sort it out.
yeah,
Otherwise, for me, he's got to be gone in the summer.
yeah. I must admit, it's difficult to justify the Aubameyang thing. It really is. It's difficult to explain. It's difficult to justify. I mean, Lee thinks he's in full Urzulite mode where he's signed his new deal. He's comfortable. He's shut down now. I'd like to think he has more about him, but it's difficult to make that argument because all you see is someone that at the moment is not performing. So anyway, I
Bro,
digress.
I was putting it down to confidence, but he's got confidence putting that thing on his head. You know what I mean? There's loads
Yeah,
of confidence. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I was even making excuses for him putting it down to confidence. But bro, if you're gonna put down your head, you definitely got confidence. You better show me some work on the pitch. I want to see goals.
yeah.
Like, where you been?
I agree. I
Jesus
agree.
Christ.
I agree. Odegaard was probably his worst game for an Arsenal shirt. Um, just was lost again. Another one that looked lost. Didn't really have any answers. Um, yeah, I'd be tempted to give him a 0. I thought Odegaard was poor. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I thought he huffed and puffed in the first half. Tried to make a couple things happen. But it's part of the three that really lost control of the midfield. So yeah, one because of probably what he did in the first half, but none of them did anything in the second half, man, to deserve any higher score. So yeah, one for me.
and then Lacazette. Didn't really hear from Lacazette after he got his eye fucked up. As soon as he had that eye fucked up, never heard from him again in that game. Never heard from him again. There was never a time where I thought to myself, "Oh, he's about to score, or he's about to do something useful." There was nothing. There was no effort after that. He just like he went back into a shell after that. So it depends on whether you want to give Lacazette a mark for his first 20 minutes prior to the injury or anything else after that. Uh, I'll give him a 1 just for his efforts before the injury. But after that, nothing else. What about yourself?
Yeah, same. He's getting a one as well. As soon as he got that thing, got that gash, he wasn't interested in the game no more. That was Lacazette out of the game. Again, another one that huffed and puffed, did fuck all. You know what I mean? Apart from run to try and get the armband. Like, I don't know. The armband is like it's like a featuring thing between those two, rather than what they're meant to be on the pitch for, which is scoring goals. You know, both of them are fucking main strikers, and they were anonymous today with Okanzaki and whoever else in Fabinho back there. Like, come on, you know, they got shut down.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agree. All right, let's quickly do the subs. Cedric had an effort on goal. Got spun a couple of times. I'm going to give him a 2. Um, Martinelli, I'm going to give Martinelli a 3 because I thought it was much more like when he came on for Aubameyang than Aubameyang the whole game. And who else? And El Nene, a 2. So those are my 3 subs marks. What about yourself?
Yeah, Martinelli gets a 4. I mean, the first second they got on the pitch, he had that go at the centre back, and they almost lost the ball. He just immediately pushed them back, and I thought this is what we would be needing from 60 minutes. Yeah, with El Nene gets a 2. I thought he did what he did what he could. We was already on the downhill. You know, things were already catastrophic at that point. So it was hard to stop the bleeding. Yeah, El Nene to Cedric, like you said, you know, them crosses that came in that side should not be coming in. He gets a 1.
Okay. And then finally, Mikhail Arteta. I'm going to let you start with this one. What do you think about the game?
Uh, Arteta gets a 0, man. I thought the substitutions was disastrous. When we're looking for a goal to bring on El Nene, while they bring, you could see they're preparing Jota. It's not like Jota just came to the line and walked up. You could see you're on the sideline with them, so you could see what's going on there. They're preparing Jota at a 0-0 game, and you bring on like so I can't for the life of me explain that. Like it's one of the worst managerial decisions you can see in a 90-minute game. At 0-0, they're preparing Jota, another prolific scorer against us. He loves scoring against us. This guy's got a good record against us. And you bring on El Nini? Like, come on. You know? And we got Martinelli on the pitch. Zero for Arteta, man.
Yeah, I want to. I'm with you. I want to give him a 0, literally for the reason you just said. At the time, like you said, I'm watching the game and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about Jota, right? Because Jota just is. He's such a good player, and he fits that Liverpool system so well. And he's always been a player that's caused us problems. So I've always thought to myself, well, if he comes on, he's going to be devastating today. And it seemed like we had no plan for him. We weren't able to react for him. And that was demonstrated by the goals he had, what he could have scored, what he didn't score. We had no plan for him whatsoever. And that disappoints me, but it also kind of makes you think, I worry for him from a tactical point of view. Like, and I've said this to you before, but for me, in a once-off game, thank God in a way that Tottenham are not in Europa League, because in a once-off game, I fancy Jose to be able to get that Apple result. To be able to get that, to be able to get the a one-time result. Whereas in a game where you need consistency, in a game where perhaps you might need a little bit of luck or a little bit of experience or whatever, then maybe Miguel Arteta might have a chance at being lucky. Because he is a lucky manager. He is a lucky manager. We won we won the FA Cup through being lucky. We're still in the Europa League through being lucky. We've got a good route to the Europa League final, and that will be reasons why people will ask for him to stay, because he's got us to a Europa League final. So that will be enough for certain people. So he is a very lucky manager in that respect. But I just think from a point of view where we see what's happening, we can see the plan already being devised. The only thing I'm looking forward to is just seeing how far we can possibly get in the Europa League. Other than that, I just don't hold any hope from a season perspective that Arsenal will do much better than 10th. And that's where we deserve to finish. But I don't want to hear that if we happen to be 10th and happen to be joint third defensively, I don't want to hear no shit from people that, oh, well, that's a sign that Arteta did better. No, it ain't a sign that Arteta did well with us. You know, we've had too many seasons, too many games this seasons where we've been absolutely battered. Today was another example where Liverpool almost were pissed off with the idea that we even had the audacity to go into half-time 0-0. So they decided, all right, cool, we'll show you what we're about, and banned us over. So I think from that perspective, I think I've got to give them a 0-0. It is what it is. Sorry, I know I've been rabbiting. Was there anything that you wanted to say before you head up
Bro,
out?
I just didn't know that international break would be so sweet. And we're back to this, and this happened on a weekend where I've got no fights to watch to soak it up. So that's gonna linger around for how I'm feeling right now is gonna linger around for a minute, you know what I mean? Because if I had fights by 1 o'clock, I'd get that out of my system, you know what I mean? I've been watching some prelims
For
and that.
those who don't know, that's Ola's almost catharsis of watching other sports. We all do it. We're all guilty of it. Mine's Formula One or boxing, something like that. I'll watch that in order to get Arsenal out of the system. It seems like the only sports on this week was flipping football. That was the irony of it. We did time it really badly, but it is what it is. And on a week where we lost our close friend, a very, very close friend of the show, on a week where
Absolutely.
an Arsenal legend is remembered.
It's remembered.
Quite frankly, the team let them both down badly.
It's gonna linger around for a minute, man. It's gonna linger around for a minute. This loss ain't going anywhere time soon.
But yeah, Nick, I might do one. You never know. One of these days, I may do one. Who knows? But anyway, you guys, I hope you guys are well. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you've not managed to catch the latest combat show that me, Ola, and Will did, we did one yesterday. So make sure you check that out on the combat show. Yesterday. Today on Chick Flicks, I will be doing my episode 2 review of Line of Duty. So make sure you check that out. I'll be doing an episode by episode review on Chick Flicks. So make sure you do check that out and hopefully give me your kind of feedback on that. I've just gone through 300 subscribers for Chick Flicks, which is great. So make sure you keep those numbers growing. And yeah, I'll bring you much more material. As well as Unit Eagle Eye, one of the things that I spoke to Claude about prior to in passing was me needing to put more material out on my channel because he was so desperate for my channel to get the recognition he felt it deserved. So I made him that kind of promise almost loosely. So I'm now going to follow through with it. So you will definitely start seeing a lot more type of Green Eagle Eye classic. Oh my gosh, Chig is on this thing stuff. So keep a lookout for that. Member stuff as well as non-member stuff. So keep it locked, keep it subscribed, and remember, I keep saying this every single week. If you are a gold member and you're interested in doing a player ratings with me and Ola, let me know. Hit me up, and you'll have an opportunity once me and Ola done analysing the game, to jump on the player ratings and do player ratings with us live on the channel. All right? All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. I think I've covered all the bases. So we're going to head up out of here. Please enjoy your Easter. Have a wonderful, wonderful Easter. Enjoy your Easter break, whether you celebrate or not. Enjoy the time off at least. Remember Claude as fondly as you possibly can. Rest in peace to my man. And catch you next week, where we'll be back on the Arsenal grind. So take care. And as Ola says, salute.
Salute.
We are out of here.